So I'm like, if you guys are doing that, that's super cool. Like, they're like, we've got Batcave Volume 1. And I'm like, yes, this is amazing. And do you have more volumes coming? And they're like, we'll tell you soon, buddy. I trust my pals over there at WizKids, so if they have got some cool stuff coming with this HeroClix Iconics Batcave stuff, like, I'm here for it. Hey, welcome to the table. So today, we're going to be talking a little bit about Batman. I love Batman. I've loved Batman since I was a little kid. I've always just really liked the character. There's something about a detective that harkens to that like pulp era mentality, right? You know, he's the world's greatest detective. He uses gadgets. He's got a ton of money, ton of baggage. Alfred, who I love, and he just sort of imposes his sense of justice on the city that he's decided that he's going to protect, which kind of makes him a villain if you think about it. Also, he's kind of a hero that saved the world like hundreds of thousands of times over in the history of, Batman comics. But I've always been a really big fan of Batman. I think my favorite version of Batman is probably the Old Man Batman from Frank Miller's Dark Knight run. I just really like old Batman, or even Old Man Batman from the cartoon Batman Beyond. I really like Terry as Batman and Bruce Wayne Batman as sort of this advisor father figure. Probably speaks to inner issues in my own brain. But I really like the concept of Batman as like a dad. I think that's cool as sort of this mentor. And sometimes, he's a mentor to these kids that get in really dangerous situations, like the stuff that happened with Jason Todd, or the stuff that happened with Barbara Gordon. Not always the best, but Batman's kind of iconic. And speaking of iconic, really fun segue there. HeroClix is doing Batcave sets. And I only know about one of them, which is HeroClix Iconics Batcave Volume 1. And it looks like all this. It's super duper rad. So, beautiful, beautiful box. The back is super cool and kind of gives you an idea of what all you're getting with the set that we're going to go over here in a second. And it also has the really cool Velcro that they do. So you can kind of see all of your clicks inside, your little assets and everything. They've got the cards in here that you need as well. And then they have this really cool like bat computer setup diagram thing up here that I think just really adds to the meta. I mean, it's a really pretty box. Like, I'm super stoked that they kind of came out with something like this. And all the stuff that contains is totally worth it. Like, and it's volume 1, right? So you're getting like Batman in his blue costume. There's Alfred, who's got awesome little like tray of tea. It's got a little tea set with a teapot on it. There's the giant iconic penny that's there. There's an old school bat computer that's got the Penguin and the Joker and the Riddler and Catwoman, all sort of vintage in style on the computer. And then there's like how Batman has the if you're not familiar, Batman in the Batcave, he has these rad like cases that have costumes, right? His old costumes, sometimes the costumes of those who have served as like Robins or Bat agents. So he's got like the vintage original sort of Batman costume that's in a little case, and that's super cool. And then there's like the little I think it's a thing of kryptonite. I'm not entirely sure, but it comes with a little kryptonite ring. I think it's a kryptonite ring. Yeah, it's a kryptonite ring. It comes with a little kryptonite ring, which is super rad. And I'm a big fan of Batman HeroClix stuff just as collectibles. I've talked about this before. I don't have a lot of places that I can go and play HeroClix, but I do really enjoy collecting them. In fact, this is a vintage HeroClix from when I was way younger, and it is the Batman with kryptonite gauntlets from DK2, from where Superman, in the second Dark Knight Returns arc, Superman gets Supermanish and decides he's gonna blow into the Batcave and kind of police Batman, because that's what he's wont to do in those stories. And Batman puts on these gigantic, beefy gauntlets that are just made of kryptonite, and I mean, he just tears Superman a new one. And he's like, I'm done talking, get out of my cave, which I just think is such an iconic moment. And you got that square Frank Miller looking, brick Batman with these giant gloves. And it's just very cool. It's a very one-on-one with Superman, fisticuffs Batman. And so I'm real curious where my pals over at HeroClix, WizKids with their HeroClix Batcave line are going. Because Batcave Volume 1, I mean, it's called Volume 1. To me, that seems to indicate that we could get other Batcave volumes, which means we could get all sorts of stuff. I mean, we could get Fido, which is, the T-Rex that's chilling in the Batcave. We could get Mr. Freeze's freeze gun in a little case. We could get some rad other costumes sort of in those little display cases, right? And it's a Clix with a display case, which is cool as heck. Like, that's a super fun collectible. Do we get other versions of Alfred? That would be rad. Do we get other members of the Bat family along with Batman? Because this is Batman in like his blues, the light, kind of the slate gray with the blue and the belt. He'll show up here somewhere, I'm sure. Ding. You can, and he looks pensive. He's considering, like, he's got the Bat computer, right? So he's definitely working through his role as greatest detective thing. And that's rad, right? So I personally am super excited to see what the heck else we're getting. I've been getting these really cool Fan Home has a thing where they send you volumes of Batman comics, right? And they're like collected versions of Batman comics. And I have the majority of New 52 and a lot of Frank Miller stuff and a lot of Batgirl. I have a lot of Batman comics, the Closets comics. So I have a lot of comics, but it's been cool to kind of read them in these collected versions that I can just like sit in my lap and roll around the house and look at stuff. So that's been a ton of fun. But these Batcave volumes, man, these things are like display model cool. And the paints are really good. Like, Alfred looks rad. The giant penny is fantastic. Like, they've used some kind of paint that really makes it kind of have that coppery patina, and it super works. So I mean, I dig it. I'm super excited. I'm hoping we get 4 or 5 of these different volumes, because they did such a good job with like their classic D&D monster volumes that they had like books. We'll talk about those at some point, I'm sure. But they had, alphabetically, they had old school monsters from the Monster Manual, the D&D Monster Manual, and they did classic sculpts that look like the classic monsters, right? And they had a whole collection of those. So I'm like, if you guys are doing that, that's super cool. Like, they're like, we've got Batcave Volume 1. And I'm like, yes, this is amazing. And do you have more volumes coming? And they're like, we'll tell you soon, buddy. I trust my pals over there at WizKids, so if they have got some cool stuff coming with this HeroClix Iconics Batcave stuff, like, I'm here for it. I'm really here for it. This is exciting because, like, from a play perspective, this is rad. If you have people that you can play with, like, this is some cool pieces to field at the table. And just from a collector's perspective, like, if you're a Batman fan or just a DC Comics fan, or you just like pop culture comic stuff, like, this is the kind of thing that would make a rad present, like birthday present, Christmas present. Like, hey, thought about you, wanted to send you this rad thing. Like, it's seriously cool, man. And like, I think currently it's still on pre-order. I'm pretty sure it's no, it's up now. You can get it. So apparently it's in stock. You can go purchase this now on the WizKids site. So if you want to bop over there and grab yourself one of these, have a little icon that says like perfect gift. Yeah, for sure. This is you get a Batman fan in your life, you got like a Father's Day or Mother's Day or like a sibling day or a boss's day or something coming up, and like you got a Batman fan, this is the kind of thing that would be really rad for them, because like, looks good on a shelf, looks good on a table, looks good in the box, looks good out of the box. Like, this is a fun little thing. Like, I used to have one of those little sand gardens at my desk. And this is the kind of thing that like feels very desk decor. So not just a game piece, but like work has gone into this, making sure it looks good. And I think they knocked it out of the park. So if you're a Bat fan, definitely the kind of thing for you. Yeah, for sure makes me happy. I keep looking at the giant penny. That giant penny, man, that thing makes me smile. That's super cool. So yeah, I hope you find something that makes you happy today. And until next time, we'll see you around. If you haven't read Dark Knight Returns, like the first one, do it. It's fantastic. The second one, also fun. Some imagery in the first one that bothers me a little bit. You know, like having distance from it and realizing that there's some things that could be really upsetting that happen in there. So like, definitely for mature audiences, like 100%. But like, man, old man Batman just done with people. Whew. Breaks a gun, gets in fight with a Joker who feels very Jokerish to me, and he's just giant. He's just gigantic Batman. Reminds me of that dude from the new Reacher show on Amazon. That big man who hits things. Yeah, I could see that guy as Batman. Like, I would pay good money to see the guy from Reacher play Batman. That would be awesome. All right, bye.